Sometimes I'm hard pressed to choose a sutta because all the suttas are so interesting, you know. I feel like just reading all the suttas to you all one time. Okay, I think this one should be quite interesting for you all. Sutta 227, again from the Anguttara Nikaya, Book 5, Numerical Discourses on Wealth. Bhikkhus, there are these 5 dangers in wealth. What 5? It is shared by fire, water, kings, thieves, and displeasing heirs. These are the 5 dangers in wealth. Bhikkhus, there are these 5 benefits in wealth. What 5? By means of wealth, one makes oneself happy and pleased and properly maintains oneself in happiness. 2. One makes one's parents happy and pleased and properly maintains them in happiness. 3. One makes one's wife and children, slaves, workers, and servants happy and pleased and properly maintains them in happiness. 4. One makes one's friends and companions happy and pleased and properly maintains them in happiness. 5. One establishes for ascetics and Brahmins an uplifting offering of alms that is heavenly, resulting in happiness and conducive to heaven. These are the 5 benefits in wealth. So the first part, as before, is the dangers, and then the second part is the benefits. The Buddha didn't elaborate further in terms of the danger, but the same set of 5 is described in other places as well. Yeah. Here, the wording is very interesting. Yeah. The danger is that it is shared. Yeah. That your wealth is shared by 5 things. Number 1, fire. Number 2, water. These are natural disaster. In a way, can be natural disaster. Yeah. Can be man-made. Yeah. So if you have fire, the fire will consume your wealth also. Yeah. If you have flood, it will consume your wealth as well. Then there's kings and thieves. Yeah. So kings and thieves also share in your wealth. Yeah. Of course, is there any king in Singapore? Any monarch? No monarch. Yeah. So in today's context, it would refer to the country, the state, the government. Yeah. So how do they share in your wealth? In Singapore, we go by income tax, property tax. Yeah. You want to buy a car, they share your wealth. You got money, right? Okay, come, give us a portion. Yeah. Fortunately, in Singapore, when the country share in your wealth, it is a way of wealth distribution. Yeah, taxation in a certain way is a form of wealth distribution. Yeah, to enable the country to sort of equalize the wealth. So by taxing, certain group, then more or less, then after that, using that to provide public amenities and services and facilities. And to that end, I think Singapore has done quite well. But then thieves, how about thieves? Thieves also share in their wealth. Yeah. So, but then they don't share with us after that. Yeah. And the last one is displeasing heirs. Yeah. So interesting here that the Buddha highlights displeasing heirs. Yeah. How about heirs heirs are our descendants basically, right? So how about pleasing heirs? Yeah. Pleasing heirs also share. Why is there a highlight of displeasing heirs? Yeah. So all these 5 are known as dangers because these 5 share in our wealth whether we want or not. Yeah. Willing or unwilling, when there's fire, it's taken away from us, our wealth. Willing or unwilling, when there's water, kings, thieves, or displeasing heirs, our wealth is taken away from us. Yeah. When do displeasing heirs take our wealth? When do they take it? When we are old and feeble, yeah. Then, or when we pass away, yeah. When we pass away, our descendants, whether we like them or not, they take our wealth. Of course, you can also put a will. All my wealth shall not go to this son or this daughter. Or all my wealth will go to so and so, not to anybody else. So there's these 5 dangers. Yeah. So maybe the phrasing is a bit different. In other places, it talk about how wealth faces 5 dangers. Yeah, that there are 5 robbers of our wealth. But here the phrasing is there are 5 dangers in wealth. Yeah, maybe we can also look at it as that there are 5 dangers that our wealth faces. Oh, I guess I think it's because of the phrasing of all this series of suttas is danger in something. But how about the benefits? Benefits is basically the usage of the wealth. No? So the first 3 are basically the first one is for ourselves. Second is to our more immediate family, or rather to our parents. And then the third one is to our family, immediate family, plus our in terms of what do you call that? In today's context, it will be those who work for us. So interesting here, it includes slaves. It includes slaves. I think in the Buddha's time, some form of servitude or some form of servant or slave may exist. Yeah, or it may exist. Yeah. In the Chinese translation, they use the word 奴婢, no or 奴婢, which kind of more or less translates as slave. As recent as our time, not now, but maybe like 50 years back, 100 years back, that in the past there's something called asam, right? And it's basically a house servant, and the house servant stays with you, and oftentimes they are like brought into the family since a young age, right? And I don't know the specifics of because I'm too young to know. But I heard that those they're basically stay-in mates, and in some cases it's a one-time payment to the family, yeah, and then they serve for life. The kinder family may give them a certain stipend every month or something, yeah, or when they come of a certain age and they wish to get married, the family will take care of the dowry and all those things, things like that. So kind of like long-term employment, yeah. The long-term employment. The difference is that the person cannot exactly kind of like resign. Yeah. So sometimes I wonder to myself, do we still have slavery today? From what I heard in some documents, entries I watched, in some countries that there is some form of slavery, where they are really like, because they are illegal immigrants to some countries, and then because they are illegal immigrant, right, and they borrow a lot of money to to try to escape from their country or something, so they have no choice, and as a result, and their passport, everything is impounded by the employer, and in some ways they are like modern slaves. But how about you all? Are you all slaves? Are you all slaves? We call this the golden handcuff slave. Yeah, they give you a handcuff, but it's gold made of gold. Yeah, in what way are we cuffed by golden handcuff? Yeah, they use money to shackle you to the job. Huh? The features of being a slave is that you are not free, right? Yeah. Are you all free? Yes and no, huh? Yeah, you are free for 14 days, 17 days, 18 days. Yeah. You are free to that extent in a year. Yeah. So you can take leave, so you're only free for that number of days. And out of compassion, the company also give you 1 or 2 days rest day. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Can you just not turn up for work? Are you free to do that? Uh, you can, yeah, but there are consequences. The consequences is not that your boss take a whip and whip you, yeah, but HR will whip away your pay for that day, and you may get a warning letter, yeah, for not turning up for work. A few more times, then they free you, they take away your golden handcuff, yeah, and then you cry, please put it back, count me back. Yeah, so it's a different kind of slavery in a way. Yeah, because we're not free in that sense, isn't it? Oh. But important point here in this sutta here is that those who work for us, not slaves, workers, and servants, that we are supposed to take care of them also. Um, to please, to make them happy and please, and properly maintain them in happiness. Very interesting, huh? Here is about material happiness. Yeah. So in many suttas such as this one, the Buddha recognizes material happiness that lay people pursue. So a lot of people, when we start to really learn the Dharma, then we sort of get torn between, and some lay Buddhists start to become like emulate the life of monastics, and then they live their life like no entertainment, no nothing, no. And I'm not suggesting for you to go and enjoy yourself, but I'm saying there are those who think that that's how a lay Buddhist is supposed to live. Yeah. So from this, then there are those who very gladly accept it and and take it upon themselves that they should live in this way. Then there are those who feel like, oh, this is too much. Like, what kind of religion is this? So they think that, okay, Buddhism is not for them. It's too xiong, it's too demanding, like now last time I'm a lay person and then I'm enjoying myself and I do a bit of charity here and there. I'm nice to my parents. Then now I learn Buddhism. I thought I was a Buddhist. Then now I realize that, oh, Buddhists must live like half a monk like that. Then I work so hard to earn money, then in the end cannot use. And then attend another Dharma talk. Not supposed to earn money. I'm supposed to be contented with what I have. Actually, this is a misconception. You look at the teachings, right? It's a very graduated process. It's a very gradual process. Yeah. For lay people, the Buddha gave very rather different advice that is suitable for lay people. The Buddha don't impose on lay people to live like, oh, you must wear in a very drapey manner. So many color, cannot. Must always wear the same color, white color. Sư父, in the text says white robe householder. The white robe actually refers to that they are observing precepts. But on a daily basis, you think they all wear white. Nothing better to do. In India, all the Buddhists wear white. No, it's not true. Yeah, they will live their life as per normal. Normal. So then we have the last one. One establishes for ascetics and Brahmins an uplifting offering of alms that is heavenly, resulting in happiness and conducive to heaven. So here, important thing to note, the Buddha never say that lay people should only offer to monks and nuns. Yeah. Ascetics includes the Buddhist monks and nuns. It would also include the non-Buddhist monks also. In other traditions, I seldom hear of ascetic nuns. Yeah, Buddhist nuns are one of the first to actually allow female to become ascetics. Yeah, Brahmins, they are male and female Brahmin. And you notice, because Brahmins are not Buddhist monks and nuns, but the Buddha also highlight that lay people what should establish for them, uh, uplifting offering of alms that is heavenly, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So when the Buddha talk about giving to the religious people, he don't just say give only to monastics. Very interesting. That is very interesting. What he did say is those who are worthy. Yeah. So those, as long as a person is virtuous, one should offer to them. Yeah. As long as a person is upright, yeah, teaches you good things, you should support them. Not specifically because of how the person look, because of whether this person is from this religion or that religion. These are the 5 benefits. Okay. Any questions? Oh, soon 8 o'clock. Yes, Marcel, you have a question.
Shifu, this sutta feels more relevant to lay people, right? But why was it spoken to bhikkhus?
Sorry? Why was it spoken to bhikkhus?
Yeah.
Now you know, monks xiong one, everything must know. Yeah, indeed, yes. One may wonder, like, how come this sutta seems more relevant to the lay people? Why is it spoken to the monks? Yeah, it's as far as I'm concerned, right? It's because for the other we call it the fourfold community or the sevenfold, right? The rest are given quite specific instructions pertaining to them. But the monks, we have to learn everything because we are supposed to lead the community. Yeah. So sometimes, sidetrack lah, but pertaining to this, right? The question of equality in Buddhism, when we think about equality, we oftentimes think in terms of power, yeah, position and authority. Why are we not having equality in this? But in Buddhism, when you are in a position of leadership, it is more of responsibility, yeah, and duty. You don't really have more power in Buddhism. Yeah, if you manage to get more power, that means the organization is run wrongly already. Yeah, in Buddhism, if you're more senior, you actually have more duty, more responsibility, or more burden in a way. Yeah, that's why sometimes when I hear some students last time nowadays don't seem to come up so often. Last time some students they ask like they have the impression that like female seems to be put down, or I'm like, you go and try lah. You go and try to be the head of the community. Yeah. In fact, I will tell you this, among the Sangha, right? Oftentimes in a monastery, if there's a senior monk there, the rest of the monks are quite happy to just let him be the senior and let him lead the group. It may seem quite strange, right? Because males are oftentimes seen as like, alpha male, all want to fight for position, right? But in the Sangha, it's not that the Sangha are all incapable people, that's why just lay back, But instead, we are quite happy to have someone who is capable, lead us, and then we just focus on our practice. So the question of equality or inequality doesn't really, occur to us. Yeah, there are those who will say, "Yeah lah, your monks are easy for you to say. You never face the you don't have to. You're not under people." Say so. We're also under those senior monks, right? No, most people never think of this. Always think, "Oh, I'm female. I'm being oppressed by men." But for monks, we also have seniors whom we bow down to. We have to, consult them. But we're quite happy to, yeah. You think you can build? Okay, go. We're quite happy to do that. Yeah. Question is, what are we focused on? Yeah. If you're focused on enlightenment, you won't be bothered with who is the leader, unless the person is not suitable. Yeah. Unless the person is leading the whole group to the cliff, not to see sunset, but to walk down the cliff. Yeah. Otherwise, we're quite happy. Okay. Yeah. Similarly, in suttas where we can look at this sutta in another way. Although it's addressed to the monks, you should always look at suttas, because most of the suttas it says, "Oh, bhikkhus," right? Unless it's basically a lay person who asks a question, then it seems like, oh, this is for lay people. But for all the suttas, we should always look at the sutta itself and ask ourselves, how is it relevant to you? Yeah. And even if it's specifically, "Oh, bhikkhus," yeah, "Oh, monks," you should ask yourself, what is this sutta trying to do? Yeah, to teach and guide the monks towards liberation. Then you ask yourself, do you want liberation? If you want, then that sutta is suitable for you. If you don't want to be liberated, then it's not suitable for you. Yeah. But what does it mean by you don't want to be liberated? It means you don't want to be free of suffering. You don't want to be truly happy. Are we told? Till we meet again, may we be guided and protected by the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And as always,
乖乖。
拜拜，师父，
拜拜。
拜拜，Thank you，还有呢，还有呢，
Have a bye bye day.
怎么啦？不约啦，
拜拜。
拜拜。
Take care, stay safe.
Thank you，师父。
Thank you, 师父。
Bye.
Thank you, 师父。拜拜。